Good afternoon, class. I am Tyrese Savant Davis, a senior elementary education major from Chester, South Carolina, and today we're going to discuss the experiment from Experiment 6 on Tuesday's class. So the objective of the experiment was to use a gas pressure sensor and a gas syringe to measure the pressure of an air sample in several different volumes. So just by our picture shown in our graph, so for the different numbers that we got for our volume and for our pressure, so for our volume ml, me and my group, we had got 5 for 1, 7.5 for 2, 3 for 10, 12.5 for 4, 15 for 5, 17.5 for 6, and 20 for 7. For our pressure, we have got 159.91, we got 131.97, 99.79, 80.11, 67.70, 58.85, and 51.30. So basically, excuse me, give me 1 second. So when we processed our data to see the data table and the note, the pressure when the volume is 10.0 milliliters, and when the volume is 5.0 milliliters, what happens to pressure when the volume was halved? The pressure rose significantly by 60.12 kPa. So once again, our different measures were already explained in the past sentence, but also so for number 2, where we seen the data table and the note, the pressure when the volume is at 20.0 milliliters, and we compared this pressure to the measure when the volume is 10.0 milliliters. And so the pressure was less by 48.49 kPa, as explained in the data below. So for number 3, we had got for 16, it was 65, and for 8, it was 122. And these values compared by there being less volume there and the less pressure. So basically, the less pressure that was in the gas syringe was also how we figured out the answer to number 3. So what would the pressure be at 40.0 milliliters at 2.5 milliliters, and explain how you determine these values. So pretty much how we determine our values, we assumed that 40.0 milliliters would be the little to no pressure, because when we were at 20 milliliters, it was at 51 kPa. And our syringe only goes up to 20 milliliters. I'm so sorry. And at 2.5 milliliters, it would be 23.57 kPa, because we use the syringe to determine what the pressure would be. So what is the relationship between gas pressure and volume? So the pressure and volume have an inverse relationship, meaning that they are inverse by nature. And the last question that we had was, do gas pressure and volume vary directly or inversely? So gas and pressure relates with one another inversely, because in our data, the more volume, the less pressure. And according to Boyle's law, pressure and volume have an inverse relationship. And so in our last question, so when we wrote our equation to express the relationship between gas pressure and volume, we had got P1 V1 plus P2 V2. I thank you so much for listening to me today, and I hope that with the information that you found from this experiment, it is very helpful in the future. Thank you.